Welcome, my name is Joe Berezowski. Today I will be doing an exclusive interview with Modular Sun. Sit back, strap in, parental discretion advised, and without further ado, let's welcome to the stage, Modular Sun. Good?
We did it!
Woo! Yeah,
All right,
you did it, guys.
well,
Can't believe you're here. It's good. Actually, I'm here. Tell me who you guys are.
we're Modular Sun. We are a band from Austin, Texas. Psych rock.
Rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Rock and
I don't
roll.
like to categorize it as just psych rock. It's rock and roll. We like to experiment with a lot of different things.
Oh, hey, introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Jake. I play guitar and do vocals in Modular Sun.
My name is Zach, and I play drums for Modular Sun.
My name is Jace, and I play the bass for Modular Sun.
I am Michael, and I do rhythm guitar, synth, and vocals in Modular Sun.
Nice. Cool. So, when did y'all start up the Modular Sun?
So when Michael and I were in high school, we played in this really lame metal band my freshman year, and we played a show at the Red Eyed Fly, and we didn't have a band, so the guy who was putting on the show got together a band, and we practiced for 24 hours, played a really bad show. Michael and I decided to start a new band and play not metal and classic rock cover band.
in this garage, and dude, we clicked immediately.
Yeah, or no, it was No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper. That
Nice,
was the
nice.
one. That was the one we actually played. It was No More Mr. Nice Guy.
You recording?
Yeah.
After that, we played in this band called, it was Blackwater. We had this dude named Nello playing drums, Raul, this guy played bass. We've been through a lot of different bass players. But after that band dissolved, Zach came and jammed with us, and we became Vivid Dream. Then Gravel, and we had this dude Trace, and we started playing stoner rock or doom metal, stuff like that.
Super heavy shit. It was fucking
down
tune crazy shit.
It was really, really heavy. Lots of fuzz. Basically, me and Zach and Michael have probably been playing together for about 4 years. Michael and I have been playing together for about 5 or 6 years. And Jace just joined the band back last January.
Dude, I can't open this fucking thing. My fingers are too
Wait, this
fat.
is gonna be best 2 out of 3, right?
No, just one. Modular Sun.
Okay, I want to see which one had the ketchup on it.
Okay, yeah, I want to find out.
Y'all are all self-taught? Or formal training? Or
I was in band in high school and learned some music theory from that, and I take guitar classes in school and college, so I guess you could say I have a little bit of a background in guitar.
I was kind of self-taught with drum set. I took 2 or 3 days worth of lessons with jazz drumming my senior year, and then I was in marching band in high school, so I have I know how to play
Nick Cannon.
I know keyboards and stuff, and we've been recording an EP. It's in the mixing and mastering process right now. We can get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
But I laid down a couple bongo tracks, and then I helped lay down some shaker and tambourine tracks in there too. So I was formally trained in all different types of percussion, but I'm basically self-taught when it comes to drum set.
Oh, nice.
I would not have as good of a ear as I do if I wasn't in band.
True
But
that.
pretty much Zach and I
Same.
guess are the only ones who really have any sort of classical background with music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Jace, but
What about you,
don't?
Jace?
I'm self-taught. I
Self-taught?
just picked it up one day.
Just wanted to learn how to play the bass, and you're like,
Yeah.
dude, I want to do this shit.
I just saw a show at Levitation. Oh, that's a really nice style.
He is
Oh,
the
yeah.
only one of us that doesn't have a direct inspiration on his instrument, as an of an individual player. Like he has a lot of like bands that he loves, like with riffs and stuff. But yeah, I've like never heard him say like an actual person.
You're like a seed. You just like sprouted.
You sound like a '60s garage rock bass player.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's like the gist of like what I listen to the most. I'd say
Makes sense.
is definitely 60s garage.
What about you, Michael? What's up?
My father taught me rhythm guitar when I was like really little. And then I guess a little lessons here and there, then a lot of YouTube videos, and then
YouTube.
self-taught. Yeah, thank God for YouTube.
First gig we ever played as Vivid Dream was at his lesson place. Like, actually, he's the only one that has vocal lessons, background and vocals in the band, I guess you could say.
So, what's going on right now, like in the band? Like, what are each of y'all's like main duties?
Okay, so right now, I mean, I work on like the video aspect of everything, and then I edit stuff like that, like cameras everywhere. A lot of times, some pictures, and then the social media part goes.
Yeah, I do the art and just manage a lot of stuff on social media and like answer people. I guess me and Zach mainly do that.
Like getting hit up on Instagram.
Yeah, a
and
lot of
Facebook.
people tend to do that, and I mean, unless it's like some sort of big type of deal with like an actual like maybe company or like festival like hitting you up, they probably they go through email, and then Jake usually handles all like the actual booking for like real events that we
Okay.
want to be booked on, not just stuff that we were just like invited to.
I answer like pretty much all the emails that come through our band email account, and manage just like, I don't know, I try to get us booked like you said, like places we actually want to play. Like I'm
Right.
trying to get us booked on South by.
Ooh.
I got us booked for Off Fuck Fest. I got us booked for where I talked to Levi about booking us for Saturnalia. Things that we really want to play, like fest,
Yeah.
like big ticket, like big deal events.
Yeah, like stuff that you're gonna have fun at, not like some freaking I don't even know.
Oh, no,
some
not-
weird, like bar, you know.
I mean, we do love playing those, but
Yeah.
like that's
it's-
just like when we get hit up to play them, we'll play them. But like I'm trying to get us to play, for example, like at Hotel Vegas more often.
Okay, like actual live music.
Yeah.
You mean music?
The OCs are playing there tomorrow actually,
Oh wow.
and they're a pretty big deal right now.
Basically, like in the realm of like garage, like psych, just classic rock, just every type of rock and roll, I guess, from
Nice.
50s to the 70s to modern, everything.
Shit.
That all happens at Vegas, but like I guess I also manage the in-person aspect of the band, talking to people,
Right.
like talking to record labels, or like we're talking to somebody about pressing our EP to CD and tape right now, and I'm the one that's handling that right now. But we're all, I mean, it's not like just me. Like I have to go and talk it over with everyone in the band, make sure it's okay with
Yeah,
everyone.
This team.
Yeah, make sure that I'm not booking 2 shows the same day at the
Oh,
same time,
yeah.
which I have done before because I just forgot. But
still made them work for each of those shows. We made them work out.
Nice. Dude, what the hell?
I kind of partially do some social media stuff. Like I do most of the posting on Facebook, and I'm also basically the band accountant. Like I basically am in charge of all the finances and how we, like if someone needs like an amp replaced or needs to buy something, then we usually kind of consult, and then I calculated how much is in the quote unquote band fund that we have. So then that's just pretty much my thing. But yeah, we all have our own aspects of it, because then we're like, we don't want all these responsibilities to fall onto one individual, because then they'll feel way too much fucking pressure.
Y'all are community. You want to work as a cog, you know? Like
Exactly. We are a well-oiled machine. Another big thing about us is like we have a very like big DIY kind of aesthetic. Like we really just do things how we like and how we want to do it. I mean, we'll definitely take like other people's suggestions to heart and everything, but it's like we do what works for us, and it's just like, I mean, we've made it this far as we have pretty much on our, almost basically on our own merits.
Mhm.
But I mean, you know, yeah,
That's cool.
we are kind of a democracy.
Y'all are definitely a democracy. Y'all have good chemistry.
we're a
It's not like-
bureaucracy. I mean, we definitely have had people help us through this process. Like We have this amazing engineer that's helping us out recording this EP for us, Evan Wynn. He's a boss. And I also consult with a lot of other bookers, you know, to like, it's Levi from the Electric Church helps me out with a lot of the booking stuff.
So y'all have dealt with like some pretty good guys, not like some jerks or assholes or anything.
I mean, we definitely have dealt with some assholes, but mostly sound guys.
That sounds about right. You're just like,
mostly,
I'm pointing up right now. It's like the
mostly
international
sound guys.
signal. I used to take music and like want to learn to produce, and I can produce and stuff like that. But that's how the class was. Like I was gonna be an audio engineer, and I swear to God, everybody in there, including the instructor, had that like vibe. It was like a hierarchy, or they were above you. Yes, because I've worked at a concert hall one time, and I was like, dude, let's hear what you produce. And then they don't, can't produce yet because they don't know how to work the fucking boards. I don't know. They were dicks. I couldn't do it. It was crazy.
There's plenty of them out there.
It is crazy. Yeah. So what are the pros and cons right now that y'all are kind of going through?
I mean, we get to make some money doing what we love, but I mean, it's not enough. It's not enough to live on. It's like we're lucky to make $50-$60 a show. That's just how it is. Shoot 2 shows a night sometimes, and you only walk away with $100. You know, but. I mean, it'd be nice to be getting at least $100 every time we play.
Well, I mean, granted, we only really started playing in Austin, playing at venues. We've basically been doing that since January.
I mean, y'all have already kind of spread out in a way. It's like, dude, you can only flourish, you know?
I mean, I have noticed like a little bit of an increase in the amount of money we've been making. But I mean, it's not significant. Also, we have merch too, so that puts a significant amount of money in our pockets. And also with this new bill that's been passed about streaming royalties for artists, I want to see what that does.
That's
for us.
Very interesting.
Maybe it'll get us a whole cent per stream.
Instead of just 100,
800ths of the cent.
No,
that's ridiculous. It's weird. It's like technology it moved faster than where music was, because LimeWire and Napster came out, and then like all that shit changed everything. Metallica was pissed off. You're never gonna see a Tool album on iTunes or anything like that, because dude, fucking Maynard's gonna sell that shit himself. It is.
Well, I was gonna say the good thing about us is that we live in like a suburban area. Everybody's like cool if they do live here and stuff. Then we just go next door, which is downtown. I think one of the biggest pros is organization, making sure the equipment's all organized. I label everything because we've lost stuff in the past. You live, you learn.
Yeah.
Time as well. We leave for gigs early, but then again, we all have to help each other out for that. We plan ahead, but the cons have been like, say, like the van has we had a flat once. It kind of sucked. Man, we
road dogs.
We were driving from Denton to Houston, and we're staying with Jake's grandparents while we're on tour. Yeah, the tire blew out. We've had things go wrong every now and then, but I mean, it's nothing that's gonna like be a total detriment to the band and everything, because we've been friends for so long. We know how we are. We know how to we get along really well with each other, and I mean, we're not gonna let like fucking blown out tire or like rain like soaking into the van or whatever. AC going out in the middle of summer. I mean, shit happens.
Dude, that's road dog life, man. Y'all are some road dogs.
That's what you gotta do, yeah.
Some of us didn't shower for like fucking 3
punk,
days.
you know what I'm saying? You were saying you're punk earlier. There you go.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I grew up like huge into punk rock. I mean, like this is a dream. This is like a dream come true. Just driving around in a smelly fucking van on tour. It's the life,
fucking
dude.
Homies, man. Hell yeah.
It is the life.
Tour is definitely a good example of the pros and cons. Like the pros are you're like playing cool shows, meeting cool ass people, making some good money, and then the cons are you're just dirty as fuck and you're stuck in a van like every single day.
Dude, you fucking hate.
Yeah.
How
No,
the
you love
audience
them.
has been like? Is this like pretty good or like slowly growing?
On tour or in general?
I guess in general.
In general,
that's-
like they keep getting better and better, especially ever since like we've been getting on bigger bills. But yeah, like if you go to a co-op, you're guaranteed like just a packed house of just fucking wild ass drunk ass kids.
Like Jace's first show, he played with us after our old bass player quit. It was a co-op show that Jake ended up getting us, and there were like 200 something people there.
Hey,
I want to introduce my favorite band in the entire world. This is Modular Sun, okay?
Oh my
Dude,
god.
they were crazy and drunk and wild. Oh my god.
They were going crazy. But yeah, it was.
Almost got broke.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. How was all the equipment?
Oh, the equipment made it through, which was good.
Thank God.
Chick like ran
straight
into Michael.
There were like some of our friends from other bands, and it's funny because like, I mean, when we started, there were like 2 other bands from the Cedar Park area. Now there's been like 3 more that have popped up.
So could y'all say that you kind of, not want to say started a trend, but you're like definitely influencing others to like,
I guess you could say that. I mean, I don't know.
that's pretty cool.
At the same pace, I guess, and I guess we all just kind of
Like Latchy Kid's been around for like 2 years.
yeah.
That's the name of a
we all
band?
just-
Latchkey
yeah,
Kid?
I had heard about him. I was like, oh, these guys sound cool. And then we played a show with them, which was when our first show ever, like at a venue. And it was me, Jake, Michael, and our old bass player, Cody. And we played at the Carousel Lounge.
Everyone cuts their teeth in Austin.
Yeah, that's where everyone who plays in Austin. It's a dive bar where every like young band trying to get their start in Austin
That's
gets their
cool.
start.
That is so cool.
The Carousel Lounge is where a lot of like our North Austin band started just like playing gigs in Austin, and then eventually we just like kept playing there. We did like maybe 2 or 3 shows there.
Modular Sun overall has done 3 shows over there, and we did 2 with Cody and 1 with Jace.
And that's after that we played the co-op, and then I think after we saw like how much better it was not like playing at the Carousel Lounge, we decided to like not play there for a long time.
Has it
And then-
motivated y'all?
yeah, and then ever since then we've just been playing like bigger and bigger shows. Like I think the first
We had friends that like we had friends that helped us get shows at like the Sidewinder and everything, and
Oh.
that's where that was like the first major venue we played, and then through that.
I didn't know y'all played there. That's badass.
yeah, just
I
from
remember
like
that place when I used to live in
it
Austin.
was just from like friends coming from North Austin or like in downtown Austin who like caught wind of like our band and that we were like playing at Carousel Lounge, and then they would just come and say what's up, hang out, listen to the music, and then they would just help us
Help
like,
y'all
get
move your
way,
stuff.
way better shows basically.
Heck yeah. So
Real
you kind of got to do
community.
it. Like, it's like your friends bring out the people. Even, I don't know. It's because they know a friend, and then they know a friend.
Yeah,
and it just
like some of
continues.
them work at like KVRX and all that.
Yeah, y'all played like on like public television.
Yeah, local live. We've done local live. We've done a Twitch thing.
Safe House was the name of that.
Yeah,
So do y'all can look at like people who, you know, listen to your songs and all that, right? Like, have y'all seen any international kind of stuff like
Canada.
Canada?
Yeah, actually, Australia too. Yeah, we have one song up on Spotify right now, and it's like you can check the app Spotify for artists and everything. It kind of gives you like a rundown of just like how your songs are doing and everything. But like we were looking at it one day, and I found that we had listeners. Actually, we also I think had someone in England also.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a listener in Canada, in Australia, and I'm pretty sure England. So I mean, it's not just like America where our stuff's getting heard, but like I mean, and mainly just Texas. But I mean, you know, hopefully we'll be able to tour and play Australia one day.
That'd be
That's
really
like
cool.
that's a big dream for all of us. I know
would
that
be
for a
so
fact.
cool. Dang, dude, that would be really cool. It's like those other countries kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there'll be a band. Like Cheap Trick, I think of them because they're super like popular in Japan. But you know, I mean, they're popular here, but like I remember hearing they're huge in Japan. It's like what the
Australia is pretty much just where it's fucking happening right now. You got a bunch of rad ass bands.
Tame Impala's Australian, right? Or is that New
Tame
Zealand?
Impala, Pawn, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
What? Love that name.
Baked Beans, Parsnip,
Great,
the Murlocs.
great
Yeah.
names. This Parsnips.
Who else is from? Pipe Pie, Sex Plant,
Oh, Crocodilus. That's
Crocodilus. No, they're from England.
So how does your audience give y'all feedback if they give y'all feedback? In what way?
Most of the time, we have people come up and say just like, hey, that was a great set. I mean, I've never heard anyone say, that was fucking terrible, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
have gotten some feedback about some arrangement issues. Someone comes up and says, I really like what y'all are doing, but I feel like on that song, the keyboard and the guitar take up too much of the same frequency
So like
space.
constructive criticism.
Yeah, but I rarely get that. I mean, I wish I kind of got more of that because
It's always, yeah.
I wish I knew like what people thought were flawed about us so we could improve on it, you know? We get compared to bands a lot.
See,
We got compared to the Black Angels. We get compared to, this is the coolest one we got. We got Tame Impala if they went to the underworld and came back.
I don't know. I think y'all have, from what I heard earlier, y'all kind of have your own unique sound. Yeah, there's aspects, but like, I mean, shit. I mean, the blues is from, you know what I'm saying, like old, you know, hillbilly music and stuff like that. So it's like everything has something, but y'all sound like y'all. Or to me, is like you bring Jake, you bring one sound whenever you sing, and then that's that sound for like that song, and then when Michael comes in, it's like a whole. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say John and Paul, but like John and Paul, John and Paul thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like intertwining. It's a good thing.
Love the Beatles.
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm not John Lennon.
More of a Ringo. No, okay.
You're Lennon, bro.
Definitely the Ringo of the band. Easily. He's actually like one of my biggest inspirations nowadays because
He's a beast.
like Jason's like, well, he's doing the KISS method, and I was like, KISS method, what's that? He said, keep it simple, stupid. So that kind of drove it home in my mind. Is like,
it's true.
I should just kind of simplify it,
For real.
and that's what I've been working on, just to kind of really capture like the inner Ringo.
That's what Ringo was. He was a living metronome in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it could like jump in perfect on time, and you're just like, all right, cool.
He really
It's not
was like he
fancy,
didn't.
but it's
And for the
perfect.
Beatles music, you don't need like he didn't need a lot of fills and everything,
Hell
and that's what really kind of captivated me. But I mean, I love listening to like crazy ass drummers like John Bonham, Neil Peart, Bill Bruford, all those crazy prog drummers, Phil Collins, all those guys. Then again, I still love listening to kind of simple stuff like Ringo and all the other guys from the '60s that just kind of did it, or Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones, just guys who did the simple, easy thing, but made the songs what they were because they didn't need to do much because the songwriters were just on top of their game, and the drummers was like, I'm gonna keep time, throw in a few cool fills here and there, and make the song perfect.
Hell yeah.
And that's
like the
what's
best part.
exactly.
I mean, that's like all art in a way. It's like the KISS method applies in so many spectrums of everything, dude. Like, hell yeah. So how has the internet affected y'all's company?
Okay, like the platforms we use, first of all, like great idea for us because, you know, more people get like online traffic of seeing the stuff. I've just been like, oh, you can find us on YouTube because that's where I post a lot of videos and stuff. Thank God for the internet because they search us up.
Noticed too was like Michael's YouTube videos. People were kind of watching those and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the first things that really got us kind of noticed. And I mean, we had a couple like really poorly recorded songs on Bandcamp that people checked out. Like, oh, the song is really good. And I mean, like, personally, I didn't like the recordings, but I mean, the quality of songwriting was there. I felt like we just needed to find a way to really get the song sounding better. But I mean, like, it helped us get noticed, and like that was a big key.
Especially Bandcamp. I think that's where we started from, actually. But
Yeah, I remember
anyway,
y'all on Bandcamp back in the day.
back in
Vivid
the,
Dream, you know, like all that.
right.
Yeah.
So with but yeah, with the internet, like people like I'd see play venues. I'm like, oh, where do I find your music? And they're like, we don't have anything out yet, or you know, you can find it on Spotify and stuff. And at the time, I wasn't familiar with Spotify, and so like I've used YouTube like for everything, and then I think that's helped us out. I mean,
Yeah, you kind of spread out on like all media platforms, which is key.
oh, true. Zach, what was that thing you did with like all the internet?
Oh yeah, so yeah, one like what we did. It was while we were on tour, but like we released the Garden when it first came. We put it on Bandcamp and everything after it was mixed and mastered and everything. That was our first single from the EP, and then we were talking about getting onto a what is it called? Aggregator. Yeah, an aggregator, and like we first tried TuneCore and like it wasn't working out at all. Like
They take too much royalty. They take way too much damn royalties DistroKid doesn't take any. I don't want to make this into an advertisement for DistroKid, but if you want to put out your music, fucking use DistroKid. Don't use fucking TuneCore.
Yeah, exactly. DistroKid. That we went through there. I put the file on there, and then it just went to like pretty much every available streaming service. So it was like on Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
even Napster.
It went on to Napster still. There was like, but yeah, and then it went on to Spotify, iTunes, and everything. And that was just, I kept getting we got the band email. We were getting the notifications from DistroKid. Your song is live on this and that. I'm like, holy shit.
That is a great service. Damn.
Yeah, DistroKid, like, it blew my mind because I forget. I know Jake recommended it to me, and then I asked a couple other friends from the Austin scene, like, what did y'all use? And then they mentioned, like, TuneCore and CD Baby, and I was like, well, I don't like CD Baby. We tried TuneCore, and that wasn't really working. And then I know there was another person that said try DistroKid that we were talking to one time, and like it worked like a charm.
Shit.
And then that's how we kind of got even further out there, which made me very happy.
Dang, I didn't even know services like that existed. I just learned about some new mass media. So what's the competition like in the industry as far as y'all have to like? I mean, there's bands everywhere and stuff like that. But
Well, the funny thing, especially with the Austin scene, it's not really competitive. It's like it's a family essentially, because like you have like bigger bands like the Sun Machine and like Black Angels, Christian Bland and the Revelators, like all these bigger acts that get like a lot of people at their shows. You get younger bands like us that are just kind of bursting onto the scene like at this point. But I mean, everyone gets along with everybody.
Everyone kind of supports each other too. You always get like I remember when we first released our stuff on Spotify, and this band called the Millbrook Estates. They're fucking awesome. You should check them out.
well,
They posted something on their story like, hey, or like Modular Sun just dropped this shit on Spotify.
Oh,
Give it
wow.
a listen.
Yeah,
that's a good shout out.
Get bigger bands kind of shouting us out, like, and then we have other friends who have a lot of friends that live like in Austin, that are like friends with say Millbrook Estates and whatnot, that were posting our songs on their Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat stories, whatnot. Like, hey, check out this song. It's super
That's
dope.
legit.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
legit, man. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how
yeah,
it's supposed
it's
to
a real tight knit, like friends helping friends, like bands helping bands community, and social media is also like really helped us out a lot. Even like that one girl who found us from England, and she made artwork for us. Which,
Shout out to you.
yeah,
Dang.
we made her
Shout
artwork
out.
into one of our stickers, and hopefully a shirt sometime soon. But she ended up getting her boyfriend, who runs a radio station in England, to play one of our songs,
be. Damn,
like on an English radio station.
that's
So,
international play.
Yeah,
Another.
there
There
you
you go. That's
so
dang.
that helped us out a lot.
So here, this one's.
The American Door.
Yeah, seriously, that's it, man. Get out of here. Hurry.
Send us on an EU tour, please. Anyone?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's like another big pull.
So how do you feel you're making a difference in the community?
I mean, I guess the biggest thing for me, I guess I'd say my goal, I don't know, is just maybe one of my songs or our songs becomes someone's favorite song, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, help anyone going through anything, I guess, feel a little better. I mean, the music we write is just basically just like fucking partying, fast music. I mean, some of it has like political backgrounds. A lot of it's just shit we like to do, like Dungeons and Dragons type shit, Lord of the Rings type stuff.
D&D, I'm down.
Yeah, just like fun stuff. I don't know. Make you
Make
you have a good
8 hours
good
later,
time.
oh, yeah.
good time music basically
I'm
is
down.
all we want. Just smiles all around.
Yeah, exactly. It's just about like we just kind of want to bring everyone together and have a good time and everything, and just kind of like how you mentioned like the community kind of thing, like how we kind of talked about the Austin like community and everything. We just kind of want to have our music bring people together and we just want to kind of make friends with everybody. Like that's just kind of a thing. And also like I think personally for me is like me, like I mean we all write the lyrics in the band and everything, but like for me especially, writing lyrics for me is such a therapeutic thing that if I can have lyrics that speak to somebody and like they can feel an emotional connection deep down and they can be like, wow, like they feel the same way. And even it might sound kind of weird, but like even when I hear my bandmates singing the lyrics I write, it feels good to me. Like it kind of hits me in the heart. Like, damn, like even if they do feel it or don't feel it, whatever. Like it just like when they sing it, I can feel it, and it. So that's just what I would like. That's just what I like is just if someone out there hears like one of our songs is able to emotionally connect, that has a huge impact on me as an individual that like is expressing myself in an art form. And if I can like make someone feel something through art, it's a big deal to me.
Yeah, that's good. It's conveying a good message. Dang.
Oh yeah.
Because I do realize you are a band. But like, do you feel that in like whenever you're meeting audiences, you can have to conduct yourself in a professional manner, or do you just kind of like?
I mean, not. I mean, professional.
I guess in the sense of a band, like you're not gonna obviously be like.
We're not gonna go up there and be like pretentious snobs, like, oh, we own this fucking stage, we're better than everybody. No, like we go up there, we play our music and everything, but it's also like. We're with you guys. We love you guys. Come fucking party with us. Like, we want to have a good time with all our friends.
Yeah, I think we, like, I don't know if we have, like, I don't think that we can, like, are even capable of, like, putting on, like, a snob act. Like, oh, like,
yeah, you don't
get the fuck out of my face. Like, I'm the band. Like, I don't know if we can do that. We all just get just as drunk as everyone else and just hang out with everyone else at the venue, wherever we're at.
We're not good enough at our instruments to be snobs yet. I'm just kidding. But the main thing is, like, I have no desire to be like that to somebody because, I don't know, that kind of fucking ruins my like for a musician when I meet them and they're a fucking asshole, you know?
Yeah, you can't go around with, like, an attitude that kind of turns you off. Like, if, like, coming from a fan standpoint, you don't want to have an attitude, like, that turns a fan off. Like if I
makes them not like the music, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm like personally for me, if I meet somebody and like even if I was a really big fan of their band and then I meet them and they're just being an asshole, I'm gonna be like, well, fuck your band.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Everyone.
But the good thing about like the Austin scene, I have not met anybody. Well, I don't recall ever meeting anybody that's been an asshole. Like everyone that I've met in the Austin scene has been like the nicest, sweetest person ever. And like they're just wonderful people.
That's cool.
It's all the psychedelic drugs.
Oh, here we go.
And everyone was that kid like once, you know.
Yeah, right. Allegedly, right? Allegedly, no. What kind of new technology is helping you along? Like, is there any like cool new emerging technologies that are trying to get your hands on to improve the band?
Honestly, we're trying to get our hands on some old tech, like some old combo organs from the 60s.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Honestly, I still prefer to use a tube amp when they've got these big, like these Kempers that can sound supposedly replicate a tube amp. I still just always prefer the sound of a tube amp.
I don't know about that replica.
The tube, I mean, they actually do work really well, but you know, I like having like, you know, knobs and stuff to fiddle with instead of just buttons and touchscreens. But like, there are some stuff that were new technologies that are. Like, for example, like Pro Tools. That's relatively, I guess, within the last...
I mean, it only gets newer with each...
10, 15 years, yeah. It only gets newer. Like,
yeah.
I guess more synthesizers and stuff. Like, new technology. Oh.
Yeah, because that's kind of a strange one. It's like, well, they came out with this guitar that can literally play an E scale. Whoa!
They came out with...
No. But hey, almost...
I mean, I've been I don't know. For me, it's more so going back to the old roots of music, like honestly, because what we're trying to do is very heavily rooted in old music, like so like a lot of the sounds we want to make have already been like made before on other records. We want to do something different with it, you know, but we got to acquire the stuff that they used, you know.
It's like, not cheap.
And it's not cheap. No, you're right. It's expensive. Like Jace's bass. It's like a Paul McCartney Hofner Beatle bass.
Beautiful bass.
And like, yeah, I don't know. I just find myself gravitating more towards vintage gear and like older stuff.
Yeah.
Zach's about to buy this vintage drum set.
Ooh.
I just bought about to buy this vintage tube amp. I just bought this vintage guitar, so that Peavy's vintage too. Oh yeah, that Neumann U87.
Oh,
that's
a Neumann?
an
Dude,
old one
Dude,
from the
those are the
60s.
German. Those are very expensive.
from the 60s too, an
Dude.
original one.
Yeah, those are very, very, very expensive.
Can't find the parts anywhere.
German. Oh my gosh, those are the guys that pretty much. And if it wasn't for the Germans, even though we kind of discovered all that stuff at a bad time, but like recording the tape and all that all came from Nazi Germany. Not the, but that really did. That's like tech we stole from them. That's crazy though.
Yeah. And another thing too, I'm trying to get my hands on a reel-to-reel tape machine. I've already got like a cassette machine right here, but it's old Tascam. But I'm trying to get my hands on a Tascam 388. But those are so hard to find and so expensive. Like, I don't know. I just love the tape sound, you know.
What does that go for? Like, if you're gonna get a used one,
About $1,500 maybe.
hey, but the sound, like
Worth it.
Yeah.
But also, the thing that comes with buying a lot of vintage gear is the upkeep, Like, I mean, sure, it's worth it for the sound, but, like, it's always going to crap out on you. It's always going to break, depending on what you buy.
Get that insurance.
That's just how analog is, Analog stuff does one thing really well. I mean, we record our music digitally, but it gets bounced down to tape after it's recorded, so digitally. So, like, I don't know, everything. We basically just love the analog sound,
Where do you hope to see your band a year from now?
Probably playing Levitation, maybe as an opener. Maybe playing in like Mexico or Canada. Maybe somewhere out of the U.S.
Canada would be sick.
Or just honestly,
we have a listener there already. So.
this is my biggest goal for the band. Honestly, I've heard from a lot, like just constant touring, like tour for a year straight, just like tour, month off, tour, month off, tour, month off, for the whole year to see how much traction we can get.
Yeah, like definitely the pretty regular touring would be a big goal for us. One of my personal goals is by this time next year to have played at the Mohawk.
Oh, I know.
Even if it's just the inside stage, my ultimate goal is to play like a big show on the outside stage. If we can play the outside stage like in about a year or so, I would cry tears of joy. Like that's been my favorite venue in Austin since I was 16 years old and when I started going to shows.
Dang, that's crazy.
So
That's how I felt about the Barracuda. That's how I felt about the Barracuda when we first played there. It's been my favorite venue since it opened.
You used to go there whenever like you were way younger.
I used to go there when I was like 17. Yeah, I saw my first concert back when it was the Red 7 there.
Oh,
Bass Drum of Death.
when was your first concert?
I'm not actually sure what my first concert was.
Yeah, now we've played Barracuda like a couple times now.
that's
And it's,
wild.
Yeah,
The same stage as fucking Bass Drum of Death.
yeah. A lot of good bands have played on that stage. So I mean, it's cool to see. It's like the
cool.
progress.
That is cool. Dang. Well, where can listeners find you at?
Y'all can find us at Spotify, our Bandcamp at Modular Sun Band.
Find us on iTunes. You can find us on iTunes, like Jay said, Spotify, Bandcamp, Google Play Music. We're on there. Yeah, Napster if you're still into that. Yeah,
Napster, LimeWire. No.
yeah. You can probably find us on LimeWire. You can find a lot of our other stuff on YouTube. Like there's like several videos of full live shows and everything on YouTube.
That's at Modular Sun.
Yeah, just look up Modular Sun on YouTube. You'll have some videos up. We do have one. There's a music video for the song "The Garden" that was released, made by good old Levi Murray.
And you can find that song on iTunes. So if you're looking to get some good music, you're just
Please illegally download our music. I do not care how you hear our music, but if you gotta illegally download it, so be it. I really don't give a fuck.
That's a good attitude. That's a good attitude.
I really don't give a fuck if you illegally
out there.
download OP either.
Buy it physically if you're
Hey.
cool.
vinyl one day. Oh yeah, vinyl one day, possibly.
Maybe, yeah. Another goal that
That's
we
what you're talking about
have
with
would be to
pressing?
like have a pressing out.
Release a full
Yeah.
length.
Oh yeah. So
Release a
what, do y'all have
full-length
anything?
album.
Y'all have anything coming out soon? When's the all EP expected?
EP is expected December, early December.
Late November, early December.
Late November, early
That-
December.
I like how
yeah.
you described that. That sounded like, I don't know, like if you're, like a big release, and it's like, dude, when's that Drake? I don't listen to Drake, but like, when's that Drake coming out? Well, it's coming out late December, maybe, man, late November. Like, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, sometime around there. It'll be out real soon. We're really just waiting on a couple more songs and the artwork to get done. So
All right, cool.
it'll be dope.
Well, I'm gonna close it out here. This has been Joe reporting, or I guess not really reporting because I don't know how to do this, but I'm just talking to Modular Sun,
Ew.
Michael, Jace, Jake, and Zach.
Heck yeah.
Peace.
Thank you.